Don't say
This is what's happening in front of me.
Nice.
Oh, thank you so much.
If y'all remember, this is what she does in front that is important.
The internet woke up furious, confused, and ready for war after a new wave of accusations exploded across social media, dragging Chrisean Rock straight into the center of yet another emotional firestorm. 1 minute. Fans were casually scrolling, minding their business, and the next minute, boom, the timeline was flooded with posts claiming Chrisean could take herself to the doctor, but somehow not baby Junior. And just like that, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram mutated into a full-blown digital courtroom where millions of strangers appointed themselves judge, jury, and loudest commentator. Because when it comes to Chrisean, the internet doesn't do reaction. It does meltdown. It does maximum volume chaos. It does season finale energy for absolutely no reason. And this time, the drama hit harder than a Zeus reunion chair throw. Within minutes, fans were dissecting every detail, arguing timelines, stitching videos, and dragging each other in the comments like they were fighting for championship belts in the WWE SmackDown of celebrity gossip. Some supporters rushed to defend her, saying the internet was twisting the moment for clout. But the critics, they sharpened their pitchforks instantly, declaring Chrisean irresponsible, unfocused, distracted, everything except calm. The discourse spiraled so fast you could practically feel the algorithms overheating. But the real plot twist wasn't the backlash. It was the message hidden underneath it. Because while fans were screaming at each other, influencers were stirring the pot, and blogs were milking the chaos. Something else was happening quietly behind the scenes. Something that might explain why the internet snapped so hard and why the situation might not be as simple as the memes are making it seem. Emotions, misunderstandings, assumptions, and fragments of screenshots have turned into a storm that even Chrisean herself may not have expected. But here's the question that has the entire internet clutching its popcorn. Is this backlash just another temporary outrage, or the beginning of a much deeper problem? To understand why this newest controversy exploded the way it did, you have to rewind and look at the long, chaotic, endlessly unpredictable saga surrounding Chrisean Rock, Blueface, and Baby Junior. A storyline the internet treats like its favorite messy reality show. Nothing involving this trio happens quietly. Nothing fades gently. Everything becomes a spectacle, a debate, a global group chat meltdown that somehow ends up trending even when nobody planned for it. And this time, the drama hit a nerve deeper than usual. From the moment Chrisean gave birth to Baby Junior, social media turned into a 24/7 surveillance system, watching her every move like she was living inside a public diary. Supporters celebrated her love for her son, praising her raw vulnerability and emotional growth. Critics, on the other hand, analyzed every action, every live stream, every photo, every caption, looking for flaws they could magnify into headlines. It wasn't parenting. It was a pressured performance judged by millions of strangers who believed they knew more than she did. The tension intensified the moment Blueface began inserting himself into the narrative with unpredictable commentary. One day he was supportive, the next he was distant, and the next he was firing off posts that sent the timeline into explosions of confusion. Every time he spoke, the internet reacted like he had pulled the lever on a chaos generator. Fans would switch sides, threads would form instantly, and people who hadn't followed the situation at all would suddenly have strong opinions. Slowly, baby-related topics became the most sensitive part of the entire storyline. Anything involving Junior, from health to custody to daily routines, triggered emotional reactions, arguments, and full-blown digital warfare. Supporters defended Chrisean fiercely, insisting she was doing her best despite the constant pressure. Critics accused her of being inconsistent, overwhelmed, or immature. And because the internet loves turning speculation into certainty, every rumor became an instant trending topic. That's so when fans thought they spotted something off regarding a doctor appointment, specifically claims that Chrisean allegedly Went alone and not with baby Junior. The online tension snapped like a stretched rubber band. The timeline exploded instantly, fueled by theories, assumptions, and incomplete information. Some people framed it as neglect, others called it misunderstanding. But the loudest voices drowned out anything calm or nuanced. The court of public opinion had already begun its trial. Reaction channels were the first to jump in, posting dramatic thumbnails and titles that made the situation sound 10 times worse than it probable. Why was TikTok creators stitch clips together, adding speculation with zero verification? Instagram blogs pushed emotionally charged narratives to maximize engagement. And as always happens online, once the loudest version of the story spreads, the quieter truth gets buried underneath digital noise. Meanwhile, supporters who truly cared about Chrisean began pushing back. They reminded people that motherhood is difficult even without millions of people watching. They pointed out how unfair it was to judge a young mother navigating fame, controversy, and public scrutiny. They begged the internet to think before accusing, but by then, the damage was already done. The narrative had momentum, and once that happens, it becomes nearly impossible to slow down. What made this particular backlash so intense was the emotional weight tied to baby Junior. Fans have watched the child become the center of countless viral fights, accusations, reunions, and heartbreaks. They've followed every twist in the Blueface Chrisean saga like a binge-worthy Netflix series. So when the rumors surfaced that Chrisean allegedly prioritized herself over her son, whether true or not, it struck a sensitive nerve for people who believed the baby deserved stability above everything else. The more the story spread, the more dramatic interpretations became. Some fans insisted the moment was harmless and misunderstood. Others claimed it reflected a larger pattern. A third group accused the internet of overreacting without context. But the reality didn't matter anymore. The internet had already decided this was another dramatic chapter in the saga, and the narrative was rolling downhill like an unstoppable avalanche. As the backlash grew, Chrisean's name trended across multiple platforms. People who hadn't watched her stories or seen the original moment shared opinions based on reposts, edited clips, and exaggerated commentary. It was the classic internet loop. Someone makes a claim, someone else dramatizes it, and suddenly millions are reacting to the dramatization rather than the event itself. What added even more fuel to the fire was that Blueface seemed unusually quiet during the early hours of the backlash. Normally he jumps in with commentary, shade, or cryptic posts that spark even more drama, but this time his silence became part of the story. Fans interpreted it in every way possible. Maybe he was watching, maybe he was planning a response, maybe he was distancing himself, or maybe he truly had nothing to say. But silence on the internet is never just silence. It becomes a canvas where people paint their own theories. By evening, the backlash had transformed into a full-scale viral moment. People were arguing in comment sections, posting long threads, recording emotional reactions, and defending their chosen sides like it was a championship debate. Screenshots were taken out of context, quotes were misinterpreted, and narratives were twisted until the original event barely resembled reality. The internet was already shaking from the backlash. But things went from chaotic to apocalyptic the moment the story hit the meme pages, commentary channels, and celebrity gossip accounts that thrive on emotional explosions. Suddenly, the situation wasn't just a trending topic. It became digital wildfire. TikTok commentators stitched videos together with dramatic soundtracks, acting like detectives unraveling a conspiracy. YouTube creators uploaded 15-minute breakdowns analyzing every screenshot and rumor. And Instagram blogs, they slapped bold, red fonts over photos like they were reporting an alien invasion. But the biggest shockwave came from the fans themselves, who treated the situation like a WWE storyline unfolding in real time. One side defended Chrisean Rock with fierce loyalty, insisting the internet was twisting her actions into a narrative she never intended. They argued she's a young mother learning in the spotlight, someone who has dealt with trauma, fame, and relentless criticism while still trying to care for her child. Supporters pointed out moments of tenderness she shares with baby Junior, reminding everyone she loves her son deeply. The opposing side, however, was ready to throw digital tomatoes. Critics claimed the optics didn't look right, even though nobody had full context. They insisted the doctor moment symbolized misplaced priorities, and once that idea spread, it took on a life of its own. Threads formed quickly, filled with heated debates, moral lectures, and fans acting like parenting experts despite never having raised a child themselves. Soon, celebrity pages started reacting. And that's when the energy shifted from messy to volcanic. Influencers chimed in with their hot takes, speaking with dramatic confidence even though none of them were in the room, knew the real details, or had any actual authority. Some cast judgment, others expressed concern. A few made it about themselves because nothing says celebrity social media like inserting yourself into drama that has nothing to do with you. Then came the celebrities who knew Chrisean personally. Some posted cryptic messages like put the kids first, always, sending fans into speculation spirals. Others shared emojis. Yes, whole narratives were built around emojis, leading people to debate whether a single heart or side-eye emoji meant support, shade, or secret information. That's the wild part about social media. One symbol can ignite an entire discourse. Meanwhile, Blueface finally broke his silence, and social media immediately descended into madness. Whether he posted lyrics, shade, or a casual statement, the internet dissected it like evidence in a true crime documentary. Some fans said he was subtly criticizing Chrisean. Others claimed he was deflecting. A third group insisted he was stirring the pot because silence doesn't trend, but controversy does. Every interpretation created its own mini-storm underneath the bigger storm. And of course, the memes multiplied like gremlins fed after midnight. People compared the situation to Zeus fights, Marvel plot twists, and Kardashian-level drama. 1. Viral meme described the entire story as season 4 of a show nobody asked to watch but can't stop binging. Another compared Chrisean's haters to background characters in a reality show trying too hard to get screen time. But beneath the chaos, a deeper emotional wave began forming, one that wasn't funny or dramatic, but genuine. Some fans expressed concern about how intense public judgment could damage Chrisean mentally. They questioned whether the internet was projecting too much pressure on a young mother who constantly lives under microscopic scrutiny. They highlighted the contradiction. Fans say they want her to mature, but every attempt she makes is overshadowed by criticism. The double standard became part of the conversation. At the same time, a quieter narrative began emerging from insiders, and people close to the situation when that suggested the backlash was based on fragmented information. According to whispers circulating through private live streams and back-channel comments, the doctor moment may have been misinterpreted entirely. Perhaps the timing was different. Perhaps the situation wasn't as dramatic as the internet assumed. Perhaps fans were reacting to optics rather than facts. But facts don't go viral. Drama does. And as long as the storyline was juicy, the truth didn't matter. People weren't discussing what happened, they were discussing what they thought happened. Then things took an unexpected turn. A viral thread appeared claiming that behind the scenes, Chrisean was dealing with a series of personal struggles unrelated to the situation. This thread alleged emotions, stress, scheduling conflicts, and unspoken challenges that fans knew nothing about. Whether the thread was accurate or exaggerated didn't matter. The possibility alone shifted the tone of the conversation. Suddenly, people wondered if they had reacted too quickly, if they were judging too harshly, if they were projecting their own assumptions onto a moment that they didn't witness. Still, the drama refused to slow down. Fans dug through old interviews, livestream clips, and posts to build their own theories. People created timelines with color-coded screenshots like they were solving a mystery. Every new discovery added fuel to the fire, even if it had nothing to do with the situation. And then, as if the storyline needed even more chaos, rumors spread of Chrisean preparing to respond publicly. The internet froze, everyone waited, reaction channels set up their cameras, meme pages sharpened their captions, people prepared for a speech, a rant, a meltdown, an explanation. Something explosive. But instead, silence. She posted nothing, and that silence was louder than any response she could have given. Supporters said it showed maturity. Critics said it showed guilt. Others said she was letting the drama burn itself out, regardless. Her choice not to speak became the center of a new debate. The absence of a response became the response. By this point, the situation had spiraled far beyond one doctor appointment rumor. It became a referendum on motherhood, privacy, fame, and the blurred line between personal life and public entertainment. Fans weren't just asking what happened, they were asking who she is, who she's becoming, and what this means for baby Drew moving forward. By the time the backlash reached maximum volume, the situation surrounding Chrisean Rock had evolved from a simple misunderstanding into a full-blown cultural cyclone. What started as fan speculation spiraled into emotional chaos, think pieces, reaction videos, and arguments that lasted hours. It felt less like social media discourse and more like the season finale of a messy reality show, where every character is convinced they're the only one who's right. And at the center of it all was a young mother who never asked for the internet to become her parenting advisory board. But something unexpected began happening as the chaos grew louder. People who had been silent earlier, supporters, observers, even neutral fans, started stepping into the conversation with a noticeable shift in tone. Instead of piling onto the criticism, they began questioning whether the backlash was fair. They reminded everyone that motherhood doesn't come with a manual. And parenting under public pressure is an entirely different battlefield. They asked why strangers felt entitled to judge a woman's private decisions based on fragments of social media posts that may or may not reflect the full truth. That shift caused the timeline to crack in two. One side doubled down, insisting accountability was necessary. The other insisted empathy was overdue. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about one incident, it became about motherhood in the public eye, mental health, generational trauma, fame, and how the internet treats Black women who don't fit the perfect mother stereotype. Essays started appearing in captions. Audible sighs appeared in live videos. People were exhausted, confused, and emotionally overloaded from watching drama they were never supposed to witness in the first place. Meanwhile, Blueface's involvement, or lack of involvement, became its own subplot. His earlier silence had fueled speculation, but now fans demanded clarity. Was he supporting Chrisean behind the scenes? Was he distancing himself? Was he preparing a bombshell statement? Every move he made online was magnified by a million eyes. Interpreted, misinterpreted, reinterpreted, then packaged into a conspiracy theory. Even a simple emoji from him could send fans spiraling into chaos. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get more complicated, a new rumor quietly slipped into the conversation. One that hinted at legal discussions, private disputes, and co-parenting tensions happening behind closed doors. Whether it was true or not didn't matter. The internet didn't need confirmation, it needed drama, and this rumor provided the perfect fuel. Suddenly, fans weren't just reacting to a doctor appointment rumor. They were predicting custody battles, emotional breakdowns, reconciliations, and future headlines that didn't even exist yet. But beneath all the speculation, a deeper emotional current started forming: concern. People who had been watching the chaos unfold for months suddenly saw a pattern. A young mother overwhelmed, a public constantly judging her, and a child caught in the crossfire of a million opinions. It struck a nerve. Even some critics softened their tone, realizing that behind the memes and arguments, there was a real person navigating an impossible situation. This wasn't entertainment. This was someone's life unfolding in real time. As conversations grew more nuanced, more people began demanding compassion over chaos. They pointed out how dangerous social media pylons can be, how quickly they escalate, and how often they spiral out of control before anyone stops to consider whether the original information was Eve. Inaccurate, they urged fans to take a step back and breathe, to remember that not every rumor deserves a war and not every moment needs to be judged. Then came the moment that shifted everything again. Chrisean posted something new. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't defensive. It wasn't even directly addressing the backlash. But it carried a tone that felt different, a tone of reflection, grounding, and focus. Whatever she wrote was enough to redirect the narrative instantly. Supporters celebrated her strength. Critics paused, unsure how to respond. Even neutral observers felt the energy shift. It was the calm after a storm, but not the kind of calm that comes from resolution, the kind that comes before the next chapter unfolds. And oh, the internet felt that. People began predicting what this meant for her future. Would she step back from social media? Would she address the drama head-on? Would she shift her focus entirely to baby Junior? Would she reconnect with Blueface or establish firmer boundaries? Every possibility became a theory, and every theory became its own mini discussion thread. This wasn't just a controversy anymore. It was a pivot point. A moment where the narrative could go in any direction depending on the next choice she made. And that's what made it feel like the season finale of a show everyone swore they'd stop watching, but never actually do that, because beneath the drama, the backlash, the noise, and the speculation, one question lingered louder than the rest. What happens now? Would Chrisean rise above the chatter and rebuild her image with renewed strength? Would Blueface reappear with commentary that reignites everything? Would fans calm down or prepare for the next explosion? Would baby Junior become the symbol of change in this entire storyline? Those questions set the stage for a future nobody can predict. Not fans, not critics, not blogs, not even the people directly involved, because this saga has proven one truth again and again, and again. And there you have it, another chaotic chapter in the never-ending saga that somehow manages to grab the internet by the throat every single time. One post, one rumor, one misunderstood moment. And suddenly millions of people act like they've been hired as full-time investigators on a reality show none of us signed up for. But that's the magic and the madness of celebrity drama in 2026. Nobody watches quietly. Everybody becomes a commentator, a critic, a therapist, and a referee all at once. But now it's your turn to jump into the conversation. What do you think about this entire situation? Did the internet overreact like it always does? Did the backlash go too far? Or do you think fans raised legitimate concerns? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because trust me, the comment section under a story like this is its own full-blown TV show. People argue like they're auditioning for a Zeus reunion special, and will be reading every spicy take you leave behind. And while you're down there, do us a huge favor and smash that like button like it owes you money. Punch it, slap it, karate chop it. Whatever you need to do so this video gets pushed out to even more drama-loving viewers who live for storylines like this. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell too, because if this saga has taught us anything, it's that the next twist always shows up when nobody's prepared. One minute it's quiet, the next minute the entire internet is in flames again. And you already know we'll be right here breaking it all down the second it happens. Until the next meltdown hits the timeline, stay tuned, stay messy, and stay locked in with Celeb Sync, where the drama never sleeps, and neither do we.